What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of Kenny Does Things with Cars. So today we got the Fiat 124 Spider. Today I'm just going to be telling you a little bit about the car, my thoughts on the car, good things, bad things. Real quick, this is if you don't know already, it's a collaboration with Mazda. And if you know their Mazda MX-5 Miata, this is the 4th generation of it. Basically, almost the exact same car. And the only real difference is, besides from the body panels, is the motor and drivetrain. The motor is, I think, a Fiat motor. It's a Turbo 4. It's like a 1.6 or 1.8 liter. It's a tiny motor. It's got the manual transmission from the NC Miata, actually, with the 3rd generation. So first off, this was a car I rented off of Turo, and it's got about 50k miles on it. So take that with a grain of salt, everything that I've said so far. It's got some really shitty tires. Like, these suck. I almost spun out. Actually, I did spin out. So let's start from the outside and work our way inside. First off, I actually really like the proportions. Everything looks really good. The hood looks really, really nice. I like the front grille a lot. All the lines just look really nice. The headlight for sure looks really, really dope. It's really different. I hate the fake panels up here, but I mean, for the most part, these are the only fake ones, so it's not that bad. The taillights look really nice, really classy. It's not the Abarth, but honestly, like this feels great. This did come with some sort of exhaust, MX exhaust, mother exhaust. All in all, I actually love the way it looks. Granted, this is a 50,000 mile car. Some of these things are like pretty shitty. Look at the gap. So body panels are kind of meh. Like, dude, this is like the front. Just certain things just don't feel very nice at all. Yeah, so working our way inside now. For what I know of, most of the interior bits are really similar, if not the exact same, from the Mazda version. These panels are okay. This is some decent leather up here. The door close is like really mediocre. Like, ugh. Nah, I'd probably give that a 3. So moving on inside, the steering wheel itself is nice. The leather is okay. It's not perforated. I wish that the leather was a lot nicer. I don't know, it feels like it's not going to age very well. The vents, these are actually my favorite style of vents because everything's just so intuitive. Gauge cluster is actually really nice. The only real big complaint that I have is the speedo is a little hard to read, actually. It's a bit cluttered and a little too small. I know they're trying to go for a nice, like, symmetric design, but I feel like they could have just done something different to where it was just easier to read. The tack is really nice. This is the perfect spot for it. Just like Porsche, everything's just relatively nice. It's laid out, especially for a modern car. This is really intuitive. I like how all the radio and volume controls are here. Calls, we'll talk more about audio later. Cruise control over here. I like how there's no anything else over here. We don't have auto climate control in this one. I'm not sure if the other ones do, the higher trim levels, but I'm pretty sure they do. This is directly out of the Mazdas, the new Mazdas. They all have this. It looks really nice. I think this feels fine. It's a little plasticky, but it's whatever for the price. This is fine. This doesn't have Android Auto or anything yet, so it's the old one, 2015. Fun. So seat-wise, I want to like them, but for one, the fabric is like mediocre. I wish there was more lumbar support. Like, there's none here. My back hurts driving this all the time. One really cool thing though is when you're on the phone, there's actually speakers in here and a mic, so you can talk with the top down and not have to yell, which is super cool. Okay, so let's move on to driving dynamics. So first off, I actually really like the drivetrain. I know this has an exhaust. I'm not sure if it has a tune or not, but I thought with a small turbo it would die up at the top, but for the most part it feels really nice. There's a solid amount of torque. I never felt like it wasn't enough, especially for passing power on the highway. I was fine. Downshift to a gear and we're good to go. I never felt like I needed to go all the way all the time, like all the way to redline. The transmission itself is okay. It does feel a little bit older because it is from the NC, but it's nice and mechanical. I know exactly what gear I'm in, and I know when I'm in gear. Yeah, so it does feel nice. I'll give it that. Nice and tight still at 50K. The way the car handles, I actually love, and this is for sure 100% thanks to Mazda. It turns in really, really nicely. It really likes to rotate. Just on turning, like the back end starts to come out immediately, even without any input from the throttle or the brake. I know this is an older car, and it's pretty used. It's not confidence inspiring. It's a little swirly, and I feel like for the most part it is just because of the tires. I really want to check this out with a solid set of tires. I feel like with better tires I would have been fine. I would have had the confidence to keep pushing and keep going harder. Kept up with some of the Porsches over here. I'm pretty sure the drivers weren't pushing that hard, or they just weren't good drivers. So that's it for my impressions. I think this car isn't really meant for everyone. I guess the last question is if I would buy it. So I know this comes out at around the same price as the Miata as well, which is I believe around 25, 26. I want to try a higher trim version with better tires. The interior rattles, it feels very cheaply made. It looks great, it handles well, I want to like it, but the way that it's built just isn't confidence inspiring. The motor is still hustling pretty fine at 50K, so that gives me confidence in the motor, but it's still a Fiat at the end of the day. But everything else from Mazda, so I'm okay with that.